And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Lou Ferrigno, Arnold, name.
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God! And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog.
How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
expression.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when it's
try
time,
this with you.
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny
All right,
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. It is Friday. Yes, Friday, y'all. Thank you, baby Jesus. Thank God it is Friday. I don't know about y'all, but it's been a long week for me. I always say that, though, don't I? I always say that. You know, it's never been like oh man, this is a hilarious week, or this week has been insanely, fun, or it's just been a relaxing week. No, it's always been, man, it's been a long week. You know, the closer we get to the elections, the closer to election day, the closer we get to that, the crazier and more hectic and more chaotic it gets. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, good morning to everybody. Good morning, Yogi Fish. He's the only one who's commented so far, but definitely comment down below. Say good morning to the chat room, to all our chatters, to the fam. And for those of y'all who are new, who have just recently subscribed to the channel, welcome to the Pascal Show. Welcome to the family. And I got some really cool people with me. Finally, they decided, we'll come on Friday when you decide to do a 1-hour show. How convenient, don't you think, guys? Anyway, I got David and Jackie Buck in the house. What's a guan, fellas?
You know, they say work smarter, not harder, Pascal.
Word.
So
what he said, that part. I'm done with you, bruh.
What's up, man? Good to see you. I'm glad you're back in action, and you've had a very eventful last week. And weekend, and it continued on into this week, which was awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see you back in the STL, although I imagine that you are missing the California weather.
The California weather, most definitely, indubitably, brother. I don't say that word very often. It felt good to say it just then. But yes, indubitably. California was dope. The interview that I have with LeVar is scheduled to be out next Friday. So Friday morning, I'm going to be premiering it here live on the show. So yes, I'm hella hype. I'm hella excited. I miss California like a mug, man. I miss it like a mug, man. But maybe that's in the future. You never know. Maybe California I'll be California dreaming.
Yeah. Hey,
sure.
Sounds like a song.
Yeah. Isn't it? Anyway, wasn't that written by a psycho? Something like that?
I don't know.
Anyway, isn't it a Beach Boy song? California Dreamin'? Right?
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, please look it up. Now I feel like an idiot. Something like that. While you're doing that, David, how you doing? Tan you vein. What's a guan, bruh?
It's good to see you back. Been missing the show. Managed to stay busy myself. Just since there was no show, just ended up working and riding all week. So I guess that was good. But I'm still glad to be back here and talk to all you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad to see your face too. By the way, I know that there's fires going on in Colorado right now. So are they anywhere near you by any chance?
Not right now. They're pretty much blocked off by the mountain range, so there's nothing close to me.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. Damn, I was really hoping that it was really near you, so that
he turns around, he's like, "Yeah, here out my window, you can see the flames in the background."
Yeah, I wanted to see you.
You could with the one fire, you could see the smoke and some of the glow from it, but
that's
not
crazy.
right now, thankfully.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's always a positive thing. Man, I got all kinds of stuff. Dust this dirt off my shoulders. Anyway, that was a quote from another song. No?
Yeah. In the first one, California Dreaming, originally by Barry McGuire. But it was written by John Phillips and Michelle Phillips, but the best known version is by the Mamas and the Papas.
That's what it is. Never mind. But weren't the Mamas and the Papas, weren't they bad too?
I don't know. I think
or was it the
most
Carpenters?
Of the people back in the days were
I'm trying to remember.
On some stuff. I know that much.
Yes.
So
I don't know. It's something. It's something for sure. Good morning, everybody who's coming in. Good morning, Malia. Good day or good evening, mate. Hopefully Down Under is treating you well. That sounds wrong. Now, when you put that in a sentence, that sounds... Maybe if I flip the words around. Hopefully you're doing well down... No, that doesn't sound very good either. That sounds wrong. Anyway, double entendre is like a mug, no matter how many ways you say it. Down Under must be great. That sounds wrong too. Anyway, I give up. I hope you're doing well in Australia. There you go. You know what I mean? I give up. But anyway, we got to jump into this. Today is a very, very short one today, guys. Honestly, I have not fully unpacked yet. And I need some time to do exactly that today. So I was planning on only doing a 1 hour show today to knock out some of the news, some of the stories that are going on. But, of course, I wanted you guys to see these two gentlemen's faces so you get a chance to see that they actually freaking exist, because they both were like, I'm busy for the whole week. I'm so busy. And then they said, oh, Friday I can do it. And I'm like, great. That's the day I was planning on taking the day off so I can move back into my life, back into my home. But no, they said, we got to do Friday. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll do 1 hour. Una hour. I don't know what hour is in Spanish, so just roll with me. But you know what I'm saying. Huh?
Hora.
Una hora. There we go. That sounds, I don't know. Anyway, so we are here to do our damn thing, y'all. So get used to it.
Gotcha. All right.
Anyway.
I do want to note, I like the color change in the background of you, man.
Oh, thank you so much. It's because it's Halloween times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's Halloween times and stuff. Yes. So I had to, of course, make it a little festive, sort of. I used to have some Halloween decor, but it was just bad. Like, if you're going to do Halloween decor, like, on camera, you got to go over the top. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be cobwebs everywhere. You got to do it big. You know, what I did in the very beginning was not enough. And I was like, you know what? When we get closer to Halloween, I will decorate the background with something nice and festive. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Because I got some plans, like the TV that's behind my head that I never use. By the way, I never use. My whole plan is to break all that out. So, and change the format, like change the layout in the background. So the TV will be over here on this side. So we'll see it. So anytime I can put the logo up, that kind of thing, or play stuff, or if I'm interviewing somebody, you can see the person's face there. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of add a little bit more pizzazz and production to the show. But I digress. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the October Halloween colors on these LED lights. I'd work so hard to walk over there and press a button that's colored orange. So I'm just letting you know how much I worked to make this happen in the background. So if you can, do me a favor, hit that like button underneath if you're feeling that orange. Do you feel that orange? Huh? Do you? Anyway, moving on. Hey, it's Friday. It's Freaky Friday. Exactly. Feeling it. Anyway, before we're going to jump into the news. We got to jump into it, unfortunately. So don't forget to hit that like button down below. Comment down below. Let us know you're doing good. Let us know what you're doing this weekend. You know what I mean? What do you have planned for this weekend? Doing anything fun? Are you going to grill before the weather gets really bad? Are you going to, I don't know, have some friends over? Maybe, friends that you've quarantined with before, because obviously this COVID thing is real. But we got to jump into some conversation here. So definitely comment down below and let us know what you're planning on doing. All right. And so anyway, here we go. Malia, you're absolutely right. I'm going to be pressing green and red. It's going to be weird. You know what I'm saying? It's going to look like some weird 3D effect. You know what I'm saying? She said, press the green button for Christmas. Absolutely. Man, I might have a little Christmas tree in the corner. You never freaking know. You just what am I going to do? What is he going to do? What is he going to do? What is he going to do? He's crazy. Just wait. Wait for Christmas. Wait for Christmas. I like Christmas a lot, okay? So, moving on. Here we go. We got to talk about what happened last night. Let's keep it straight funky. The Trump and Biden town hall meeting happened last night. And we most definitely got to talk about it. I know a lot of people had their personal opinions. The actual video, the actual live show that we did, or that I did last night, did very, very well. There was a lot of people who tuned in, a lot of new faces. People put in their own 2 cents about everything. And but one thing that's interesting is that there's been kind of a split reaction about obviously there was a split reaction in regards to who was watching Trump and who was watching Biden. I did my best to try to watch both of them at the same time. They're two completely different attitudes, two completely different vibes. But what's interesting is that there are people that were analyzing Savannah Guthrie's performance, I guess, for lack of a better term, how she did in regards to monitoring and being a moderator for Trump's town hall meeting. There's a lot of people that feel it's interesting because you see one article, and an article will sit there and go, yeah, basically I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, look, Savannah Guthrie cut through his BS. Didn't give him time, called him out on his BS, didn't give him time to keep lying or giving out BS. Then you see other articles that are sitting there going, man, you never see him get this problem when he's on Fox News or when he's sitting down with somebody that is a Trump supporter, that kind of thing. It was interesting to see how different sides of the mainstream media were taking it. How they took it was just very strange and typical. Not strange, but very typical. You know what I'm saying? It was extremely, extremely typical. I even saw it in the comments too. Nothing wrong with that. There's people who are Trump supporters, and there are people who are not Trump supporters, and they're going to sit there and go, "Yes, Savannah, go Guthrie." You know what I mean? Go in on him. Or they're going to be like, "Look at that. It's interesting how Guthrie won't let Trump finish a sentence, but then you go over to Biden's town hall meeting, and you got, I forgot how to pronounce his name, Stephanopoulos? Stephanopoulos?
Yeah.
Thank you. You got Stephanopoulos out here just being calm, talking to Biden. Biden's finishing his sentences. There were some moments where Stephanopoulos actually interrupted him, but it wasn't as great as Guthrie. But you got to see that there were two. It was like fire and ice. It was two completely different vibes going on those individual stages. Now, I don't know what you guys know. I don't know, like, to the guys, I don't know if you guys had seen, watched any of the town hall meetings. But that's the kind of vibe that I received. That's the kind of vibe that I saw, y'all. It just seemed to me that, real talk, it seemed to me like Guthrie was tired of hearing Trump speak the way he speaks, and she was just kind of like, not when I moderate. That's what it kind of felt like. And I don't know. It just seemed like she's like, I'm not on my my morning show, so I don't need to be all nice and fluffy and all that stuff, so I can go in on him. There was one moment though near the end of her whole moderating, the end of the town hall meeting, she said, there's a lot of people in here that are definitely going to be voting for you, and there's a lot of people that would never vote for you. I was like, oh, you're speaking on your own behalf. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. You could just tell that she just does not like Trump at all. Now, Stephanopoulos, I don't know how he feels about Biden, but it would have been interesting to have somebody who is not a Biden supporter moderate Biden. I feel like that would have been more fair, in my personal opinion. Then there would have been an even kind of situation. But at the same time, Trump decided to make this thing happen at the last minute. Biden had this planned. So they probably were like, hey, Guthrie, you got time? She's like, yeah, no doubt I got time. I got plenty of questions for his ace. And she's like, You know what I'm saying? But that's what I think, Definitely comment down below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. How did you think the moderator's performance were? How do you think Guthrie's performance was? Was it good? Was it bad? Comment down below. Was she constantly interrupting him in a bad way, or was she interrupting him in a good way? Because there's a lot of people who feel both sides. It's very polarizing right now. What do you guys think? Jack?
Well, I saw a couple different clips and things from it. I wasn't able to watch it live.
Right.
But from what I saw of the Trump town hall, I didn't actually see any of the Biden town hall. But he has his points that he wants to make and constantly go back to, which is, what he wants to, I guess, hammer in for his base so that those are his talking points. He always tries to steer it towards those talking points. So even when he's asked a question, a lot of times instead of answering the question, he deflects and then goes back into some other talking point that he wants to, really just put down into the talk. So, but I don't know. It was one of those things where, like, if you don't just give him a mic and let him talk, and which if he does, then he'll continue on and talk. And he's gone on shows where the hosts have shut him down, even on Fox News. Be like, yeah, I think you got other things you have to go do, and like they literally shut him off, even if they're there, letting him speak. So having someone interrupt him is we're not used to it. Is really what it is, because he's kind of being fact checked in the middle of the conversation, whereas the other, moderator in the last debate didn't have really a chance to do it, and would just, as he would continue on, it was trying to stop him from talking, but he would just say, "Excuse me," instead of actually pressing the point. And that's what she did. We're not used to seeing that happen to him. Like, even on the media interview stuff, like it basically, he shuts down the media person that's asking questions at press conferences and moves on to the next person. This is like really, an actual heated argument, really, is what was going on. And it's, again, like, screaming matches at debates is kind of weird. Or not debates, but even town halls, like when they're trying to talk over each other, and I never got clear answers from a lot on either side. I think that, both Biden and Trump will try to deflect and not try to pinpoint themselves down into one statement. And she pressed him. I think she did a good job compared to the other moderator, having him stay on point and trying to get an answer to specific questions. But I don't know. It's these events. I don't really know. I guess there's these undecided voters that are out there somehow, somewhere. And I don't know if people are necessarily undecided voters. I think there's a lot of people who just don't want to vote for either candidate. So I guess you can consider them undecided. But I don't know if these help, because really it's just the same talking points that are pressed over and over and over again, repetition of, what they're thinking about the main topics, and that's it. And again, like I said, it'd be interesting to see different type of moderators. Like, why do we have media people being the moderators for presidential debate? Why don't we have other past presidents, like I mentioned before, like get a past president to interview that, like on the opposite side,
right?
To interview that person and be like, and really get to the point of it. But it's, I mean, I don't know. It's really interesting. I look forward to seeing more, I guess, and what the next debate will look like, and how, or if it's going to be another town hall, a dueling item. I know that ratings were screwed up, definitely, because they're trying to get Biden to have better ratings, because there was like a TikTok thing where all the younger kids were like, yeah, we're going to stream the Biden debate on multiple devices so that his ratings are higher than Trump's. So there's all the stuff that's out there that's very skewed. True. So you don't know the truth. You don't know if people are actually watching. You don't know if there's computer generated things that are doing things and screwing with the algorithms. You don't know. It's hard to know exactly what's going on. And then, like, questions where he's asking about, like, do you denounce QAnon? And he's like, I don't know anything about him, but I do know that they don't like pedophilia. So you do know something about him, but you just don't want to denounce him. Okay, great. But it just normal. It was a normal Trump conversation, really. I mean, and he just had to argue more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tanavan, what do you think? Did you get to watch any of them?
I didn't watch it yet, but I read a little bit about them, and it kind of sounds like a lot of the problems that people were complaining about with these town halls were things we've already seen before. Generally, like, anytime Biden or Trump doesn't impress their voter base, usually their voter base will find some way to say either the other candidate wouldn't let them speak, or the moderator wouldn't let them say their real answer, and we're trying to guide them away, which it's kind of a scapegoat. But at the same time, there is the issue where we have, like Pascal said, we always have news reporters doing the interviews or town halls or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think you'd be very hard pressed to find a major news reporter now that someone doesn't consider pretty biased. I'm not even sure if you could find a reporter that everyone knows that could even try to do a decent, fair job that way. And you kind of see that with their one second. You see that with how. Well, shut up, dude. All right, so Trump always wants to answer his own questions or whatever. Like, he won't be guided by the moderator. So usually the moderator is always working against him. But whereas you have Biden, he's always asking the moderator, or like he'll always give his time up if he's over the 2 minutes or whatever, and he won't ever speak without the moderator pretty much asking him to. So he almost always has better press-based interviews because of that, because he's going to comply with the press and give them what they want. Whereas Trump is trying to take those press moderators and work against them. Like somebody mentioned that how he came out adversarially from the start with NBC. I think Mr. Super mentioned that, and that's how he's probably always going to be, because working against the news is a big part of his identity, and so working against the moderator who represents that news is kind of his platform. So I think maybe that's why Trump supporters didn't like it, because they want to hear Trump speak. They don't want to hear him answer questions necessarily.
It's just interesting to me to see that how he was responding to things, how he was. You see him, he's at the edge of his seat. He, to me, it's body language too. It's not only just what he was saying, it's just how he was sitting. He was not, it just seemed very, two people had, Biden and Trump had two completely different energies. That's what, you know what I mean? It was very much like, you could see Trump was very at the edge of his seat. He was very defensive. No matter how many ways you look at it, you could see that he was just fed up. It seemed like he was really angry, whether you're a Trump supporter or not. You could see that. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you stand on the spectrum, you could see that he was angry as hell. You could see that he was just like annoyed and frustrated and just like, trying to do his thing. The only time that he actually started to relax was when this white woman came up and said, she looked like Sally Jesse Raphael with her red glasses. She came up and she goes, "God, I love your smile. You're just so handsome when you smile." That automatically cut him down. He suddenly started to smile. He suddenly started to just be all like, he was a little bit light. But this is at the tail end of the whole thing. Like, this is at the tail end. And of course, she's like, you could tell that she's almost saying like, chill, relax. I love that you're so charming. I love your charm. Smile. So he did. And all of a sudden, people are clapping and going, oh, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, yeah, bro, just tranquilo, just chill, relax a little bit, relax. But then you look over at Biden, Biden's just sitting back, talking and just, doing his thing, and just chill, And the thing is like, yes, right off the bat, it started going a certain way. The ship started to sail. When it came to Trump, the ship started to sail down a certain course, and it just kept going that way. And instead of, in the very beginning, instead of it being a couple of questions going back and forth, it just seemed like it was an argument or a fight to have the stage. You know what I'm saying? The fight to have control of the stage. And none of them, Guthrie or Trump, were willing to let it up at all. And it's like Guthrie was not letting Trump speak and be presidential, be a politician, which he's, of course, I know he does not say that he's a politician, but he is a politician now. But And Trump did not let her moderate in a way, because every time he would ask her a question, every time she would ask him a question, she would get cut off. He would just talk right over her. And it was just very like, and he's sitting there going, like, I'm so sick and tired of these questions. It's like, well, if you're sick and tired of these questions, you shouldn't have held a town hall meeting. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a week till the next and final debate and call it a damn day. But he's not doing that. He's not doing that. He went ahead and he said, yes, I'll do a town hall meeting. But he said in his questions that he was getting, he was just like, he said, oh, I always get this question. I always get these questions, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, we get it that you get these questions a lot. But unfortunately, them are the breaks. This is the job that you signed up for. You're trying to win this election again. This ain't like your wife asking, like, you cheated on me and you're like, oh, here we go. We're talking about that again. You know what I'm saying? This ain't relationship stuff. This is you running the country. So there's just certain things that were very interesting in regards to Trump. And then Biden, you know, here it is. And I got in trouble last night for saying this, but it was a snore fest. You know, it was very slow. But at the same time, maybe for 4 years, we haven't been used to that. But that's what it used to be like back in the day. Talking, not just, you know what I mean? Like what Guthrie and Trump were going through. It was just like a battle, you know what I mean? It was a game of very, very intense hot potato. It almost seemed like, I don't know, not even hot potato, you know, because they weren't really wanting to give the hot potato back. You know what I mean? Mm-mm. They wanted to hold on to that thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it was interesting. If you guys get a chance, go and check it out. It is up, available on my page. So you can go and check it out on the channel. It was definitely a sight to see. Both sides were interesting to see. Just how they approached the questions. They talked about it, a lot of different things. You know, Trump attacked the DACA situation, and also Biden attacked the 1994 crime bill as well, and talked about all those things. They both. I mean, it's hard to. To me, I'm just gonna say this though too. Like, to me, it seemed like Trump was so much on the defense that there weren't many questions he actually fully answered. I feel like he didn't get a chance to really dive into questions. Biden really dove into his questions, and to the point that it was just almost too long, where you're just like, all right, you want to put on the orchestral music and go wrap it up, B. But with Trump, it seemed like he's saying this, and then it's like, I don't know. It was very interesting. Like, as soon as he would say something, and here it is. This is on Guthrie too. I throw this on Guthrie. As soon as he would say something like, it's crucial that we do this, this, and this, you know, talking about this, and this is what we're going to do, she would just jump on him. And then he would have to defend himself again. You see what I'm saying? So it's like he didn't even get to fully answer full questions because of the moderator that was on there too. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like this weird double-edged sword, for sure. It's a weird double-edged sword. But I say go check it out and take a look at it. We do have some comments, so I'm going to pull this up really quick because there's a lot of comments. Let's see. Enemy Nation just dropped this. Thank you. Good morning, Enemy Nation. He said, I've watched so many people trying really hard to explain why they don't like Trump, but they can't articulate why because they was told not to like him. That's how brainwashing works. Well,
interesting. I wasn't told not to like him. I just don't like him as a person because he seems to be a horrible individual.
Thank you.
His policy statements and things like that, that's a completely different thing. But him as an individual, just on his track record of everything that has come out about him and how he tries to live his life as a good, solid Christian man, but then has had multiple affairs and multiple marriages and has done a vast variety of individual personal things that he's done. That's why I don't like him. And I think that's why a lot of people don't like him.
It's his vibe.
And then,
it's a vibe.
And yeah. And so going into his policies, obviously he's hardcore Republican policies. So that's a different thing. His political stance is a different thing that people, Democrats or liberals or even some people in the center don't like how far of everything going, how far he goes. But how do I learn all this stuff? Any nation's asked from decades of watching him and seeing how he reacts and all the news that comes out of him, not just recently, but for decades. That's how I've learned.
Yeah, I think personally, it's pretty clear that a lot of people don't like him. I mean, that's kind of his identity, and the package he sold himself as is this aggressive, controversial person, and so that is really what he goes on. And I do think some people either choose their president because of their personality or conflate personality with policy, and both of those groups of people his personality will just keep those voters away, even if his policies are traditional. Even I would argue that they're more left leaning than your general Republican, but others would probably disagree.
Right on. I've said it a million times. It's a vibe. Honestly, it's a vibe. It's not only a vibe. It's in like what these two gentlemen just said. It is what you're bringing to the table as well. I understand that as much as he says, "Oh, I've done this for so many people, or I've done that for so many people." Yeah, okay, fine. I just wish you were just a little bit nice, a little bit better of a human being, at least in your approach, in your persona, and how you are perceived in the world. Because that's what everybody else is riding on. Hence the reason why, as much as he says, "I'm not a racist," and I talked about this on the yesterday morning show, but as much as he says, "I'm not a racist," or "I'm not this, this, and this," yet you have people who are running around who are racist that put him on a pedestal as the icon of white supremacy, and then they say every time, "Trump 2020" at the end of their racist rant. And that stuff is like, man, if he had a different approach, if he had a different vibe, I don't think that those people would be saying those kind of things at all. And it's unfortunate because you could sit there and you can most definitely blame that on mainstream media as well. You can, in which I will throw that on there. But at the same time, and we've already shown, Enemy Nation sent me a video. We showed it on the show where he denounces, racism, white supremacy, the KKK several times. But at the same time, it's just unfortunately a vibe that just brought to the table. It's unfortunate. There's another question I had here. Let me pull this up here because I thought it was a very good question. Question to independent voters: does Biden have to win your vote, or does Trump have to lose it? Interesting. That's a good question, Donnie. WMS 1970. Thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, that's a very good question. I'll say this. I feel like it's the opposite for me. I think that Trump would have to win my vote and Biden would have to lose it. That's kind of where I'm leaning. I'm actually sitting there. I'm giving Trump a chance. You know what I mean? Give Trump a chance. Like, I'm giving him a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to him. I'm hearing him out. I'm checking it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not completely turning him off. You guys sat through the whole town hall meeting with me last night. I'm watching majority Trump. Because I'm sitting there going, say something. Just do something incredible. Say something incredible. I want to see it for myself. I would love to be changed. You know what I'm saying? I would I would love to be able to turn around and go, there it is. There's the Trump I've been looking for. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's a little different for me. Like, the Democrats pretty much had my vote going into the primaries, and pretty much every candidate except for Biden was someone I would support. I specifically voted in the Democratic primaries to keep Biden out of the ticket, and that didn't work. So Biden alone was them losing my vote pretty much, and he hasn't done anything to regain it. And I see a sort of McCain situation with him, with his vice president, where we almost have to consider her to be the true candidate, and that's another problem for me.
That is a big problem. Yeah. I agree. It is a huge problem. It's a very, very big problem. And that's the thing. That's the one thing that, well, there's, of course, multiple other things that he has said, like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Unlike the blacks, Latinos are very diverse in their political, very diverse in their political ideas, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The 1994 criminal bill. There's things that just were not very good. Not a good look. Long story short, with Biden. But then there's not a lot of things that are a very good look on Trump's side too. So it's almost like, actually, I take that back. Let me reiterate that they both have to win my vote. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I'm sitting here and I'm watching and I'm going, okay, because don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd hate to see another 4 years of Trump. I'm going to be completely honest. But I haven't heard anything from Biden. I mean, he did say some good points last night, which I did appreciate. But I'm still waiting for him to give me that wow factor, too. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that. And that sucks. That sucks. I just want I want the best person for the job. I get it. You could be a jerk. You could be a complete a-hole. That's fine. As long as you're taking care of this country, as long as I keep money in my pocket, as long as my friends are okay, as long as there's nobody, losing jobs and unemployment is at an all-time high, and, we got a pandemic running around. We got to wear masks just to walk into a damn grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Those things are not fun. Those things are not enjoyable. Let's not forget systemic racism, people getting shot and killed every single day in the streets, riots going on in the streets just because of things like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on and on. I'd love for some police reform. You know what I'm saying? Not defunding, but police reform. Bring this country to a better place than where it is right now. 2020 has been a cluster F, an absolute cluster F. And I'd love to see some change. Will that be Biden? Will that be Trump? Say something that's going to make me believe that you're really going to do something. Now, here's the thing. Trump has put out a platinum plan for the black community, which it's interesting. But we got to jump into this other story. We got to jump into this other thing. Ice Cube. Mr. NWA, all right? Today was a good day, right? He apparently has been working with the Trump campaign on polishing up, see what I did there? Polishing up the platinum plan that the Trump campaign, the Trump administration has been trying to piece together that is supposed to help with the black community coming from once he gets reelected and on. We got to talk about this. Tandy Vane's got the story. Wataguan, bruh.
All right. So, yeah, like as you said, Ice Cube's coming under heat for working on the platinum plan. Even though previously he has tweeted against Trump, but he's getting the criticism specifically for working on that platinum plan. And Ice Cube responded on Wednesday night to intense backlash in the hip hop community and beyond after an advisor to President Donald Trump revealed on Twitter that the hip-hop star and NWA legend advised the Trump administration on the platinum plan. Ice Cube famously released a song titled Arrest the President in 2018, talking about Trump. And later on, Ice Cube himself tweeted, "Facts. I put out the CWBA. Both parties contacted me. Dem said we'll address the CWBA after the election. Trump campaign made some adjustments to their plan after talking to us about the CWBA." And the CWBA is formed by Ice Cube, and it stands for Contract with Black America. It's a 13-point document that he's pretty much been pimping out to the parties to try and get a debate on it and try to get them to commit to providing something for the black community to vote for. Some of these critics pointed to Ice Cube's previous criticism of Eazy-E for attending the White House fundraiser with Bush. But Ice Cube insisted that black progress is a bipartisan issue and said that when we created the Contract with Black America, we expected to talk to both sides of the aisle. Talking truth to power is part of the process.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty, I think that anybody that's willing to go and talk with both sides is a good thing, because if you only stick to one side of the political agenda, then you can't help actually make reform, because you're just pushing your own same points. You're not actually involving everybody in the conversation. So I think the backlash that he got is purely because people are, saying that like he's a traitor for going and talking to Trump, basically. But it's not. That's all personal reasons again, not about a political, change. And so, and that's I don't know. It's definitely a good thing that he's willing to go and speak with them and try to help, come up with a plan that'll help out, everybody. It's like,
Right.
I don't know. He needs to not be taken down. I don't think, from doing this.
Yeah. Here it is. Okay. So Ice Cube put out this CWBA thing or plan, something like that. And he shopped it out. He shopped it out to two different parties. He shopped it out to the Democrats and he shopped it out to the Republicans. The Republicans snatched it up quick and said, yeah, come on in, let's talk. Now, is that a pandering move? Maybe. But at the end of the day, Ice Cube is trying to make something happen for the betterment of black people, for the black community. If he puts it out there and he's like, hey guys, I got this thing. This is what's going on. I got this idea. I think it could help with the black community. I think it could help with the whatever plans that you have in regards to helping the black community. And if the Republican Party says, hey, yeah, we got time. Come on in and sit down. We want to hear what you have in mind. And you sit down and do that, I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, the thing is that is a true testament of somebody who is willing to do whatever it takes by any means necessary to get our people moving forward, not staying stuck in one place. So I completely agree with what Ice Cube said. Now, I understand why people are upset, though. Here's the other side of the spectrum, okay? Everyone's going, damn. They're just angry that the Republicans brought him in first. Let's just be real. Let's just be straight funky on that. They're like, damn, because there's a lot of black people that don't F with Trump. There's a lot of black people that do, though, too. But a lot of black people in the hip hop industry, the entertainment industry, you name it, do not mess with Trump like that. So when they hear that they just brought in Ice Cube, they automatically think, oh, damn, that's a win. That could be a possible win to get more black voters. They got Ice Cube over here. See, we got Ice Cube. You see what I'm saying? It's like as if LeBron James, all right, who is a huge advocate for the Black Lives Matter movement, does not mess with Trump at all. He has become very political in what he says in Twitter and all that. And a lot of people just say, just go and dribble a ball. But imagine if he had some plan that he wanted to put together and he put it out to both parties. And this is something to make something better for Black America. And the Republicans respond first, or the Republicans respond, period. And he jumps over there, everyone's going to automatically call him a race traitor. Everyone's going to automatically say, oh, he's this, that, and the third. They're going to pull out every bad word you can think of. They're going to denounce him. They're going to burn his jersey. Why? Because he's just trying to make something better for Black America, to push our people forward. What you should be mad at, I feel, is if you don't support Trump, you should be mad at the Democratic Party for not getting on that thing fast enough. But no matter what, if you really think about it, it is also still a little bit of pandering. Because it's like, hey, Black America, look, we got Mr. NWA over here. We got Friday over here. We got Are We There Yet over here. In our corner, helping us out and implementing some of his policies into our policies called the Platinum Plan. What's up, though? So it does look bad. It does look a little bit like pandering from the naked eye. But if you look at it deeper, I see it as somebody who is just trying to make good happen. And whether it's Trump or Biden, he's just trying to go, hey, man, I'm trying to put some stuff in there so we can make some things happen. Maybe he thinks that Trump's going to win. You never know. And he's sitting there going, well, We got to make this happen by any means necessary. We got to keep moving. I don't know. I don't think that there's anything wrong with him going and talking to the Trump campaign. I would hope that he would go over to Biden's campaign as well, or to, the Democratic Party, and share those thoughts as well. And maybe they can implement those things into their plan as well. I don't know. It just seems like just one side, just going to one side isn't fully fair, but I get why he went there. I get it. They're the first to respond. He went. He's like, all right. He doesn't F with Trump like that. He doesn't. But he knows what he's about to do is bigger than just him and his thoughts. He's trying to make something better for this country, better for Black America. And if that means he got to be the martyr, if he's got to be the one hung on the cross so that 50 years from now or 100 years from now, Black America is thriving and strong, come on, so be it. I'd do the same damn thing. I would. That's a man. That's a man who's just really tired. Sorry, David, but that's a man that's really tired. He wants things to change. And if you don't make things change, it's going to stay stagnant. It's going to stay at a standstill forever. So you got to shake some trees to make some things happen. And that's exactly what he did. So I don't think anybody should be doing that, like throwing him under the bus. Like I said, I feel like he's doing this. This is an unselfish act for the betterment of this country, for Black America, especially Black America. We need something. We need more. We don't get a lot. And he's trying to contribute so that there's a better future for all of us. David.
Yeah, I think there's some merit in taking his plan specifically to Trump. I mean, I know he offered it to both people, but talking to Trump about it might be more productive when we consider, like with Biden, Charlemagne's been putting a lot of pressure on him to get some sort of promises to get the Black vote, and so far Biden hasn't really satisfied him or his or the people that agree with Charlemagne either. And on top of that, like Trump is one of the few presidents who's actually kept most of his campaign promises, even the really anti-productive ones like the border wall. So there's a good chance that just because he said he'll do the Platinum Plan, that he'll try to do it no matter what. As that's kind of I think that's part of what attracts his base, is that he's kept his promises. Whereas with previous presidents, Obama promised to end Guantanamo Bay and the war in Afghanistan and the Patriot Act, and we still have all of those. And it's a pretty big deal that Trump has tried to keep pretty much all of his promises, even if he's failed and even if they're bad promises.
Yeah. Real quick, and then I'll throw it to Jack. Bryant Pearson just said on YouTube, thank you so much for the comment. He said, Ice Cube is trying to do, or all Ice Cube is trying to do is walk right for Black America and sacrificing himself in Black people upset. What? Oh, I guess, and Black people upset. That is the very reason why I left the Democratic plantation long time ago. I guess I'm with the president. I guess that's what he's trying to say. Myra said, all Cube is asking is for us to help with the contract with Black America, not to vote for one or the other. And in the process, he has changed the whole game. Look what happened. So there you go. Jack, what were you going to say? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to look up a couple of other things just to see if there's other things. I remember them saying, this is what I was looking for, CNN. I remember that they canceled an interview with him.
With who? Ice Cube?
With Ice Cube, because he was talking with Trump. And so, and I don't get that type of stuff.
Remember when
remember
when Kanye, let's real quick. Remember when Kanye went in and talked with Trump, and of course he was all over him, being like, "Oh, you're the greatest," and and he's like, loving all over him and wearing a MAGA hat and just showboating and just losing his damn mind in front of Trump. But he got thrown under the bus too. People, he's still under that bus. I feel like they just keep rolling over him on this bus, go, and just hitting that rewind, that reverse over and over and over again on Kanye for just being a Trump supporter. Now, the thing is what's even worse is that he is not a Trump supporter at all. He's just trying to do what he needs to do to make things happen. And that is true, Yogi Fish. Let's make that abundantly clear. Ice Cube has never met or spoken with Trump. That is true. He just met up with his campaign, with his team, to talk about the Platinum Plan and trying to add some of the things from the CWBA that he created and adding those pieces into the Platinum Plan to help add to the Platinum Plan. And no matter how many ways you look at it, whether you agree or like the Platinum Plan or not, it is Ice Cube just trying to make something happen for the betterment of America, for the betterment of Black America. As much as you can sit there and say, this is a different conversation. This isn't him running around saying, I love Trump. It's not him running around wearing a MAGA hat. This is him trying to do something more. He's thinking about the future when he's not here anymore. And that's huge. That's a huge sacrifice. I give him mad props for doing that, because that must have been so hard for him to do. So hard for him to do. To sit there and go, you know what? I can't stand this team. I can't stand this campaign, and this administration. But this is an opportunity to get through the doors and get a voice heard and maybe help make a change. And I personally don't see anything wrong with that. And in ways, yes, of course, in ways. And I feel like most of Black America that are not Trump supporters are thinking, damn, if he only went to the Democrats, if only the Democrats hit him up first, this might be a different story. But unfortunately, these are the breaks. And that's not what happened. And I'm sure he sat down, thought about it, smoked a fat blunt, talked about it with his friends, talked about it with his boys, and said, and made a final decision of like, you know what, this is bigger than me. I'm doing this. F it. We gonna do it. So there it is, y'all. There it is. It is what we got. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Steve Biko from South Africa said, I write what I like, which is one of his books. Can we just say we want to say without being? Oh, can we say what we want to say without being canceled? What's wrong with Ice Cube having this conversation? I believe because the Democratic plantation wants to keep him on the plantation. I think regardless, look, hey, if you're going to keep calling it like Bryant, thank you so much for the comments. But if you're going to keep calling it a plantation, I don't think, let's just be real, I don't think Ice Cube's left. All right. I don't think he's left that quote unquote, as you said, plantation. There's no need to call the Democrat plantation. But that's your own personal opinion. But at the same time, I don't think he's left there. I think he's just going, okay, I'm walking over here to see what I can do over here. And if the Democrats hit me up, what's up? He did a whole IG live video post where he talked about all of this. I watched it 3 or 4 times because I wanted to hear every single word that he had to say. And it made sense. I get it. I understand why he did what he did. I understand the choices that he made. I get it. He's not going to walk away with wearing a MAGA hat, doing cartwheels, saying, vote for Trump. He's not. He's just saying, just in case he wins, I can at least put in some stuff that I know that the Black community really wants. Or I can help shape that Platinum Plan for the betterment of Black America. But anyway, we got to wrap it up, y'all. We got to wrap it up. I appreciate everyone who came on today. Thank you all so much. David, Jackie, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, I will most definitely try to as much as I can. I'm going to sleep my balls off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sleep. I cannot wait. I haven't slept in a week. So, well over a week now. So I'm excited about that. But I'll probably, most likely be doing some pop-up videos throughout the weekend. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't done it yet, hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. All right. And also, if you are new to the show, I do this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I also do an evening show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. So be sure to tune in and be a part of the discussion and part of the show. I love all y'all faces. You guys are amazing. I got to get going. I need to go get some sleep, and I need to move back into my crib. Anyway, be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're almost there. We're almost at under 300 subscribers left till we are at 10,000 subscribers, y'all. Bruh! I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Anyway, much love to you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe. Have a safe and wonderful weekend. I might do a random stream throughout the weekend. Just, you never know. There might be some good breaking news stuff that we need to talk about. So anyway, keep an eye out. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys then. Be good to yourselves. I'll see you later. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
Imagination, Image a World, IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Hey, it's Mike from Sugar Fire. Still open all our locations. Carry out, delivery, curbside. Call in. We're delivering outside of our range too. So if you get hungry, come on by.